Hi guys, it's Adrienne. It's hard to believe when you look at the amount of skin shown today during bikini season that at one point in time, swimsuits were actually created specifically for the purpose of covering up as much of the body as possible. On today's video, we're going to take you through the evolution of the swimsuit. In the early 1800s, railway travel was making it more possible for people to take relaxing trips to the coast. During this time, a revolution in women's swimwear was arising. In 1810, a woman's fashion magazine described the proper attire as a fashionable seaside walking dress. This dress was very similar to regular dresses in that it had long sleeves, a scarf, tassels, and gloves. In the 19th century, the two-piece bathing suit was becoming more common. This bathing suit was usually referred to as a bathing dress. This dress In the 19th century, the two-piece bathing suit was becoming more common. This bathing suit was referred to as a bathing dress. This dress consisted of a top, which covered the female form from the shoulders to the knees, and a pair of trousers which covered the legs. These dresses were made out of flannel and would usually weigh the swimmer down. Also during this time, bathing machines were introduced. These machines were designed as part of a bathing etiquette regime, which was implemented to minimize the amount of exposure of women in bathing suits to the opposite sex. These machines were actually roofed carts that were wheeled into the ocean by horses and then wheeled back again when the bather was finished. In Britain, these machines were widely used as men and women were usually segregated while swimming. In 1907, Annette Kellerman, an Australian synchronized swimmer, was arrested in the United States for indecent exposure due to the swimsuit she wore. This swimsuit revealed her arms, neck, and legs. She eventually changed the swimsuit to be one that covered her extremities. However, it was very tight and figure revealing. By 1910, bathing suits no longer covered the full female form. The yards of fabric used to camouflage the female figure was now being replaced with lighter fabrics which allowed more freedom of movement in the water, more exposure to the sun, and began to give women a more shapely appearance. These bathing suits began to recede up the thighs and arms, and collars which once covered the neck were now beginning to shrink to reveal a more modest glimpse of the neck and bust. Also during this time, it was becoming more apparent that women were swimming athletically, so the fabrics used in making swimsuits became more practical for swimming. Bikinis were first introduced after World War II. These bikinis were not much different from the bathing suits seen in the 1920s, other than the fact that there was a small gap underneath the breast to reveal a glimpse of midriff. Because of the explosive effect that bikinis had on the viewer, they were named after Burqini Island, where nuclear weapons were tested. In the 1950s, the bikini still covered the navel. It wasn't until the 1960s that bikinis really began to shrink. During this era, bikinis eliminated so much fabric that barely the nipples and genitalia were covered. During the 1980s, the thong or tanga bikini became popular in Brazil and was inspired by native fashions in the Amazon. Other variations of the bikini include the monokini, which essentially just began as bikini bottoms exposing the breasts completely, and then turned into a regular bikini with a small strip of fabric connecting the tops and bottom. The tankini, which is basically a two-piece bikini where the top is fashioned after a tank top, and the bottoms are fashioned after regular bikini bottoms. Also there's the Burqini, which was a Lebanese version of a swimsuit, which basically resembles a wetsuit with a built-in hood. This suit was implemented to uphold the Muslim belief of modesty. Join us in a future video where we'll take you to ancient Rome and discuss the age-old spectator's sport of gladiators. So, how did the resurrection of Jesus get turned into bunnies laying eggs? Join us in a future video where we discuss the evolution of Easter. Alright guys, thanks for watching my video on the evolution of swimsuits. Please rate me 5 stars, leave me some comments, and subscribe. Bye! In the 19th century, the toothpiece bathing suit was becoming more... It was made out of teeth. Join us for a future video where we take you to ancient Rome, where we discuss stuff, I don't know, orgies. Knees, and a pair of trousers which cover the legs. These trousers and that's how I feel about bathing suits.